for a few minutes on the journey. And so the thing that I want to say that life is a journey, and it's not a sprint. And so we can learn about things um, as we go. As we walk and move this life, we can learn about things, and it is crucial and exciting when you think about it in that way. So when you're on this journey to discovering your purpose, one of the things that I did when I started really on this journey, and honestly, y'all, I'm still on this journey. I'm just bringing y'all with me. This is probably day, I think, 17 of 30 days of live that I've been doing. Talk toward gaining freedom, moving toward gaining freedom, you know, moving toward being in a space that lights you up, that makes you feel good, that makes you happy. Now, they used to tell us growing up that that wasn't what work was for. They used to tell us that work was for work. It had nothing to do with, y'all know what? I'm opening this thing here because I've been wanting it for a minute and I wanted to see what it looked like. And so it's a hub so that you can put more things and you plug more things in your USB in your computer. So I wanted to get one of these. So you plug it into the port, and then you have all these plugs. So like I want to plug in my camera for on my computer. I want to plug in what was I going to say? My microphone for the computer. So if you want to plug in all of these things, then you want to use this, and I'm going to put it in my Amazon shop. So if you need that, like I think it's 2 plugs on that thing. I have the mouse plugged into one, and then I only have one other plug if I want to use it for something. So right now, like my camera is on it. I'm on the phone right now for this live, but my camera's on my computer, and I don't have a place to plug in for sound. And I'm really trying to beef up and, step up my production with these videos, because I'm moving into another space as far as with my podcast, because I need to sharpen it up a little bit. But get back to finding the journey and finding your purpose. So in that journey, one of the things that I think is important to do is to take some time. Now, I know how that sounds, and I can already hear, my mother's, with 25,000 things to do. I can already hear you guys talking, well, I don't have time. But, the thing is you have time for anything that you desire, that you want. You do. You have the time. You just have to see where you're going to get it. Where is it going to come from? Is it going to come from your TV watching time? Is it going to come from the time when you're sitting around, doing fucking nothing? You know what I mean? So think about that and consider. And I know you people with, over 3 and 4 and 5 kids and stuff like that, it's probably really hard. However, if you want to do it, typically you're going to do it. And whatever that is. And people do. So take some time and meditate. Really start focusing on yourself and understanding yourself, meditating on who you are and what you feel like you're called to do. Because here's the thing, after 50 years, I've done so many things that I really didn't want to do, didn't enjoy doing, didn't like doing, but I did them because it was necessary to be done at the time, or I felt like, let's say that, I felt like it was necessary. Because now that I think back, it wasn't necessary for me to work 2 and 3 and 4 jobs, but I did. It felt like it was necessary at the time. And that could be where you are and what you're thinking about. You're working your job and you might be working a business on the side. Thank you for joining. You might be working a business, have a side hustle or something like that, or you might be doing a few different things. You know what I mean? And you might think that you have to do all these things. But let me tell y'all something. I am realizing and learning that you don't have to do all those things. You don't have to do all of those things. You make a choice, and we all have them. People say they don't have choices. I've heard it so many times. We had a young lady that told us that in the store. My husband was trying to encourage trying to encourage her. And I didn't know who the hell this is. My husband was trying to encourage her, and she was so hell bent on, this is the way it's got to be, and she's got to do it, and she has to have to do it, and all of this, till she wasn't even listening or paying attention when he was telling her, no, you have choices. You do. You don't have to do that. You think you do, and a lot of times we do. A lot of times we do all kinds of stuff that we think we're supposed to do, but we really don't have to do that. We don't have to do it. And so that is one of the things that I wanted to say today with that, because you know what? Life is a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So it doesn't happen and it's over in 5 seconds. No, take some time, and so that's what you want to do. You want to start taking some time and start really, getting clear and praying and meditating. If you don't pray, meditate, whatever you do, connect to your higher team, your higher self, to God, to the universe, to source. But connect to your angels, connect to your ancestors, but connect. And so, and begin to ask yourself, what are things that you enjoy doing? That's the thing. It's like, when I started really asking myself and taking time to journal and write these things down, because that is important. Because for one thing, once you journal it, you're getting it out of your head, and so you can see. And it makes it a little bit easier because you're looking at it and not just, just hearing it. You can visualize it, you can hear it as well, and so these are things, and then you just know. And a lot of times, some of the things that we are the best at are things that we feel like is a part of our purpose, even though, and this is something I heard just recently. Even though we all have things that we enjoy doing that maybe you know, aren't to be monetized. Maybe that's not a way for you to make money. It's just a way for something that you enjoy doing. Like, I like making jewelry. I do. So, and I have monetized it. I have. But I'm actually kind of circling back around it right now. And I'm thinking that if I do continue to monetize it, I probably will do some pop-ups, because that seems to be a good way to do it. But I'm not even sure right now of that. I'm kind of taking a step back and looking at all the things and all the ways that I can make money and decide on the ways that I want to. Does that make sense? Because I know that there are a lot of people out there that are in the same space that I was in, where I was looking to try to see, where I could make money, because I am ready to quit my job. I am so ready. I am almost beyond ready, honestly. And so I'm looking to see, where do I want to go as far as, what do I want to monetize for business? Because I do a lot of things. Like, I am an author. I love writing. And I write all the time. I write articles. I've written 3 books. I'm working on 2 or 3 more. I think one, I should be able to get that out in the next couple of weeks, really, because it's almost done. It really is a collection of short stories that I've written about some of the patients that I've had. But I had to I was looking at them, I was reading through one of them, and I was like, some of them seem so tragic. And so I was kind of thinking I wanted to write some that were not quite as tragic, like, a couple of them were hospice, so, quite naturally they died. But I kind of wanted to do something a little bit more upbeat. And so I started looking at writing I'm writing a book on Jesus and some of the characters from the Bible, fictional backstories. So basically, and I think the name of it that I came up with so far was, "What if Jesus had a wife?" And so that those are like fun for me to write, because I can use my imagination and I can just go with it, because I enjoy that. And so that's one of the things that lights me up. I do enjoy doing that, you know but the money from that is kind of slow. It's not always consistent, and so that's something that I'm working on as well. But I realized that, that's something that I enjoy. I enjoy that. I have always wanted to be a writer. Actually, at one time I wanted to be an investigative journalist, because I really do enjoy writing. And so, but I started looking at that. I was like, I enjoy that. And yes, I can do that. And I'm really good at it, but is it what I really want to do? And you know what? It is one of the things that I do enjoy doing, and I'm going to continue to do it. I also make jewelry, and I infuse it with energy. And so that's one thing that I like to do too. And it fills me up and lights me up. And, when I make it, especially when I make it and I can wear it, oh my God. And then when I can sell it, that's even better. Like, I sold a pair of earrings right out of my ear one day because this girl wanted them. She liked them. She wanted them. And so I sold them right to her, right out of my ears. Yeah, there were some butterflies. They were cute that I had made. But I'm super excited and super grateful just to be in this space. And if you're here, I'm inviting you to join me. And make sure that you're liking, and that you're sharing, and that you're subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications, so that you get notified when I post new content or come on live like I am today and like I will be tomorrow. But yeah, but I'm super grateful, and super excited just to be here, just to be here with you, talking to y'all. But yeah, so, and then I decided, I started, I like to teach. And so one of the things that I know that I am is a spiritual teacher. And so I teach about spiritual gifts, and I teach about, connecting to your spirit team and making that supreme connection. And so I teach about that, and I love doing that. And so that's one of the things that I decided going forward that I'm going to do. I'm going to do more teaching. I'm going to do more workshops. I'm going to create more courses, because I'm really good at it and I really like doing it. And at one time I was afraid, I was allowing fear to come in, because, I haven't been to school for teaching or nothing like that. I've been to school. I don't have. Yeah, I do. I have a bachelor's degree now. I'm gonna say I didn't have a bachelor's degree, not for years. Like, I've been to lots of school. I've got lots of credit hours, but I had never completed my bachelor's degree until last year. Now I have a bachelor's in metaphysics, and I'm super excited. And also, I'm working on getting my master's and my PhD, because I am Dr. Tammi Yancey Morrison. I am. I am. That's who you're looking at. Dr. Tammi Yancey Morrison. That's who I am. So, a part of this journey and this marathon is embodying who you are. And so for me, I'm embodying Dr. Tammi Yancey Morrison, because that's who I am. I'm already that person. So I'm embodying that. Yes, I'm Dr. Tammi Morrison. Yes, I'm Dr. Tammi Yancey Morrison. Yes. You see how I say that and it just rolls right out of my tongue? I'm Dr. Tammi Yancey Morrison. Yes, I am. And so I'm looking forward to that. But that's something that I decided. It's something that I desired. I've always desired it. But I thought it was going to be a different way. Like, I was going to school to be a medical doctor. When I realized that just was not in my, it was just not something that I needed to do. I'm so grateful now, because that medical system sucks ass and it's horrible. And to be at that spot where you really can't do but so much would really, really not work for me. So I'm grateful. And I think about that all the time. But then the other piece too is, but what do you really want to do? Because sometimes I don't even feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at a space where, everything in my life is shifting right now. and I wasn't feeling fulfilled. And so I knew that, it just meant that it was time for me to shift and do some other things. And we can do that. And I'm telling y'all as a Gen Xer, because I am a Gen X, telling y'all as a Gen Xer that we can do amazing things. We can. We can do amazing things. We do not have to stay in this space. Okay? We don't. We don't. So, again, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I know that, you got something out of it, I hope. I'll be back on tomorrow as well because I have to do a thing. But I'm just super, super grateful to be here. And I hope that, you got something out of this and continue to follow me. And make sure that you're following me on TikTok at Intuitive Tammi, because that's where I am as well. I'm actually going live on there tonight as well. I'm going to go live on TikTok. So, again, love y'all. Hope that everything is lovely for you. And make sure that you continue to follow. I'm doing a masterclass next Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, I think. I'm doing a masterclass. Actually, no, it's on the 30th. I think it's the 31st that I'm doing this masterclass at 3 p.m. But I'll be talking about it and I'll be posting and stuff in the community. Class on healing from divorce and breakup, because that is been hitting me hard, and I've been seeing so much of it, and feels like, and I actually have done that. But I'm doing that master class, and then I think in 2 weeks I'm going to do another one. So I'm going to try to do master classes every 2 weeks. Um, might even get to weekly.